Hey guys, it's Graham. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you something really cool in the center of Seville. Alright, so let's get on our way. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. So today I'm going to be showing you something really cool in the center of Seville. It's absolutely something that you have to check out whether you are living here or whether you're going to stay just for a couple of days. It is totally worth the visit. So while I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to see because I don't want to spoil it, don't want you googling it before I get there. Essentially today I'm going to talk about like green spaces in cities, and if you're like me, I love nature. I love getting out. I love seeing new things, going new places, and one of the hardest parts about living in a city, in the center of a city, is just being stuck with buildings everywhere. Don't get me wrong, living in a city center is really nice because it's convenient and very practical, but I think it can be really depressing. Like, the trees around me right now are few and far between here in the city center of Seville and the city centers of a lot of other European countries as well. So today I'm taking you to Seville's little jungle. That's what I like to call it because that's what it really is. I'm going to show you what it looks like and exactly why you have to visit it your next time in Seville. The last thing I'm going to say before I get on my way is be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Obviously you don't have to, but it's your loss if you don't, and follow me on Instagram. I will put that right down at the bottom of the video so you can go and see that, type it in, and be sure to send me a DM letting me know what you think. That being said, let's jump right into this video. Alright guys, so I've actually decided to make a pit stop along the way. I just got off the bike. I'm gonna stop and go and get some lunch at one of my favorite chain restaurants in Spain. It's so good, it's called 100 Montaditos. So I will catch up with you guys after I go and grab some lunch, but I'll be sure to show you what I'm gonna eat. It's so cheap and so good. Alright, catch you in a second. I have really bad luck today. My mask just like completely broke. That sucks, but I do have an extra, so no problem. So one of my absolute favorite things about Seville, and this is not the case in Madrid, is everywhere they have these orange trees like you're seeing right behind me and like the clip just before. Absolutely everywhere. I don't know if the oranges are edible, but they are, I would have to guess, thousands and thousands of oranges here in the city. They are everywhere. Super cool. Okay, I promise, now I'm going to have lunch. Really good. Alright guys, so I've had lunch and I'm on my way back to the city center now, but essentially what I just showed you, I didn't want to film inside. Spanish people are kind of funny about that. But it's this restaurant, it's a chain restaurant, not healthy food at all. It's called 100 Montaditos, 100 little sandwiches is essentially what it translates to, and you pick a number off the menu of the sandwich you want, you tell the person, and they give you these little mini sandwiches. It's so good, and I think my whole meal was under 6 euros, so really cheap. You have to try if you do find yourself in Spain, and they are absolutely everywhere. There's tons of them. Don't eat at them often because they're not healthy food, but it is super yummy and you must try it. I'm gonna get on my way to the city center and we're finally gonna jump in to what I've wanted to show you this whole video. Come on, let's check it out. I would just like to say that biking while vlogging is not as easy as you would think it is, alright? So it's worth it though, carrying you guys along. It's a beautiful day. Alright guys, so we have arrived at our final destination, but before I go in, I just wanted to say, and I try to keep things light on the channel, I try to keep it not too sappy, but what you saw a second ago, those people out dining, people walking, that's so invigorating to me, because the Spain I fell in love with a year and a half ago, it doesn't exist anymore. That Spain It's no longer here, and to see people out doing that, to see people talking and smiling and just momentarily forgetting about the health and the economic situation here in the country, it reminds me why I love Spain so much. You know, it reminds me why I came here in the first place and why I've spent the past year and a half of my life chasing the opportunity that I'm having right now. Just soak it in, you know, soak in beautiful moments like that. And I think in this weird COVID-19 world, it's the little moments like that that really make the difference. All right, so enough sappiness. I'm gonna show you what we finally came for. Let's check it out. All right, guys, so if you haven't already figured it out, today we are going to explore Parque María Luisa in beautiful South Seville. Parque María Luisa is a massive park here in Seville. I like to call it Seville's little jungle because it's really so cool. There's so many different kinds of plants and wildlife, and there's a ton of cool buildings, cafes, and little things just hidden throughout. This is absolutely something that you have to visit if you are in Spain. It is a must. You cannot miss it. And I've been here 3 times and barely explored it. So today I'm devoting a couple of hours with you guys to go through to check out the park from end to end and find out what's inside. Now, if you've been to Madrid, you've probably seen Parque Retiro, and unfortunately María Luisa is not close to the size of Retiro, but it's still a really big 40-acre park set right in the middle of Seville. Today is an absolutely beautiful day in mid-October. It's like 75 degrees, totally sunny, so I thought it would be the perfect day to check out this park and just figure out what's here. All right, that being said, let's go and find out what's inside of María Luisa. Venga! In the 3 times I've been here in the park, I've never seen this. All throughout these ceramic tile benches, there's different words. El amor que pasa, the love that passes. La flor de la vida, the flower of life. Las flores, the flowers. So as I was going through reading these different titles, I think it is a tribute to some kind of artist here in Seville, some type of like comedic writer. I'm not exactly sure. It explains, but it's in like really old Spanish, so it's kind of hard to understand. But stuff like this is why I love these cool Spanish parks. Let me just show you another really cool architectural design. Check this out. So water would come down from that fountain there, run over here, go through this pipe right here, and then run all the way down the stream into this reflection pond. For some reason they do have it turned off right now, but I do assume in the past or recently it has been turned on, so pretty cool. So I figured I would take advantage of the bench here and explain a little bit of the history behind this park. Now, María Luisa Park, just like most of the other major parks in big Spanish cities, did not start out for public use. In the beginning, María Luisa Park was a private garden for Infanta María Luisa de Bourbon and her husband, who had recently moved to Seville from Madrid to start their new life. So in order to get away from a lot of the court drama that happened in Madrid, she and her husband decided to move down to the quiet city of Seville to start their new life. When they arrived here, they decided they would need a space specifically dedicated towards them, which is why they built this park. Now, the park has been added on to over the years, and it became public in the early 1900s, and since then it has been a public park that Seville pays for, but previously it was property of the crown, and it was specifically for the Spanish aristocrats, not for the normal people. On days like this, María Luisa Park is full of people for good reason. There's little cafes spread throughout, people come here on picnics, and sometimes musicians will even come, set up, and play a live gig so people can hear it and drop some coins in every now and again. So let's see if we can find something like that, and I'm sure there's some other little hidden jewels in the park. Come on, let's go. So the downside is I'm completely lost. I have no idea where I am in the park, but the upside is I just found this. Check it out. So on a side note, I decided to be very Spanish this afternoon and have siesta under this beautiful tree in front of that cool building that I just showed you. So I'm gonna spend the next few minutes chilling out and collect my thoughts, and then we'll get back with it, wrap up the video, and show you the last really cool parts of María Luisa. A little pro tip about Maria Luisa, it is located just south of the main city center of Seville. So especially right now in the weird COVID times, if you're not really wanting to dine in, you can go about 10 minutes outside of the park to the city center, grab some food, and then bring it back here to Maria Luisa to have a brunch or a little snack, a picnic, something like that. Tons of people do it. I see it all throughout the park. And it's a great place, right? Super beautiful. I personally think it's really crazy to think that this park used to belong to someone. Just like the little reflection pond you were seeing a second ago, there are so many things like that inside of this park, and you can only imagine the amount of wealth and influence that someone like Maria Luisa and her husband must have had back in the day to afford something this spectacularly large. Now you're probably thinking Maria Luisa didn't pay for it. She didn't. The Spanish people paid for it, and she just used their money as her royal funds. Not saying that she's a bad person or anything, but this is a big issue here in Spain that still plagues the country to this day. A lot of Spaniards say that the royal family spends too much money, even though they are technically the poorest royal family in all of Europe. Recently, those anti-monarchy sentiments have reached a boiling point here in Spain when King Juan Carlos, a really historical hero here in the country, was found to have extorted quite a lot of money from the Saudi royal family. As a result, Juan Carlos fled the country to live in, rumor has it, Portugal, the UAE, or Dominican Republic. Nobody really knows, but he's definitely not here anymore, and this is just intensified calls for ending the royal family here in Spain, making them just average people like you and I. One thing that I find really interesting in this park is looking around, especially where I'm at right now in this very center of the park. If you're not careful, you would almost forget that you're in the middle of a major Spanish city. I mean, just 1 kilometer in any direction is a very central part of Seville, the 4th biggest city in Spain. But right here in the middle of the park, you would think you're somewhere coastal, perhaps in Galicia, or even close to Marbella or Malaga. It's just really beautiful, really dense vegetation, but very strange because sometimes you'll overhear the sirens from the city center or something like that. So very strange thing. All right, let's head to the last spot that I want to show you today, and we'll wrap up this video. Hang in there, we're almost done. Alright guys, so the last thing that I wanted to show you today, the last greatest thing, and I saved it for last because I do think it is the greatest thing about Maria Luisa, and it's its incredible location. Maria Luisa is tucked right up beside the beautiful Plaza de España, probably the most iconic Spanish monument there is. If you watch my Spain after COVID-19 video, you saw me go around La Plaza de España and show you a few of the incredible spots, and Maria Luisa literally butts right up against to it. This is Plaza de España behind me. Whether you're in Seville for a couple of days or for a year, you're destined to visit La Plaza de España, and it's extremely comfortable to walk just right from there in here to the park, and you have the whole entire park in front of you. Just these two beautiful landmarks side by side. I'm not gonna get too far into La Plaza de España, but I am gonna show you just a quick shot of it because it is stunning, and I swear it gets more and more beautiful every single time I come here. Check it out. Alright guys, so this wraps up my video on exploring Parque María Luisa, the hidden jewel of Seville in my opinion. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and be looking out for new videos as they come every Monday and Thursday. Muchas gracias por ver y hasta luego del Parque María Luisa. Ciao.